Miss Rigby, would you send in the next patient, please? Good morning, Mr. Firefly. Take a seat. And what is it that brings you here today?
Well, it's about... Sorry, I don't think your desk lamp likes me very much.
You're here today because you don't think my desk lamp likes you.
No.
It's okay, I've had stranger excuses.
No, it's just... I really don't think it likes me. It keeps flickering in this threatening way. As if to say, oh look, I'm a desk lamp. But while you're sleeping, I might use your toothbrush. But that's not the whole problem. Ever since it happened, the thing I came to tell you about, I've noticed I've had this strange connection to electricity. I didn't notice it at first. I thought things had gone back to normal. But about a week later, I started to realise none of my socks were going missing anymore.
Your socks?
Yes. You know how washing machines always seem to lose your socks?
Yes.
Well, it's actually because they hate you.
Washing machines hate me.
Yes. Well, not you specifically. They hate everybody. Except pilots. I never bothered to ask why.
I see.
Anyway, I stopped losing my socks. 56 pairs and they all matched. Right through the colour spectrum, from black to dark grey. And that's not all. A whole week and not one burnt cup of coffee from my espresso machine. I've had half the neighbourhood around to test it out. They've never tasted anything like it in their life. Exquisite. And there's more.
Go on.
My iron sighs when it presses my trousers.
I think we're losing track of it. What was it exactly that prompted you to come here and see me today?
I might turn that off completely. It's saying things about my mother.
Mr. Firefly, I have many other patients and most of them do not talk to my desk lamp. So without getting into a heated discussion with the pot plant or the... whatever this is, would you please mind explaining why it is you felt compelled to come here and see me today? Aside from the perfect coffee, matching socks and supposedly sighing irons, what is it that happened during your life in the past few weeks that is so amazing?
You really want me to tell you?
I'm missing squash for you to tell me.
Well, it all started about the first Wednesday of last month. I was walking through the park with my good mate, Rolf. He's a pretty suave character. You know the type. Bow tie, glasses. We've been friends since we were 7. I don't like to think of myself as the sidekick, but for some reason I get the feeling people see me as less of a man than him.
Hey Rolf. Hey, Rolf's inferior sidekick whose name I can never remember.
Rolf, do you think people see me as your sidekick?
Whatever gave you that idea, Rupert?
I don't know. I've just always had this suspicion.
Hi, Rolf.
Hi, girls. Hi, girls.
Hi, shoelace boy.
But the thing about Rolf is, for a cool guy, he keeps some strange company. Some people call him the suburban Jesus because of the way that he's so favourable with both ends of the cool spectrum, the coolies and the bums. In the time I'm talking about, he'd been talking for weeks about how he'd met this guy who was ahead of the times. This guy had apparently needed Rolf's calculator for something. Unusual because he didn't like to loan it.
Greetings, Rolf! Who's the sidekick?
That's Rupert.
Does he mean the sidekick sort of sidekick?
No, Rupert. The other kind. We've discussed this. Anyhow, Rupert, this is,
Dr. Otto Lilienthal, PhD, BSc, OBE, MTV, GST, LSD, CFE, and BBC TV. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Come in, come in.
Charming abode.
So, what is it that brings you two fine gentlemen to my mansion of intrigue?
I believe I made a calculator.
Ah, coming right up, Rolf. To the lab.
What? No journey to the lab montage?
No, it's broken. Very unimpressive, really. So I'm afraid we'll be taking the backup.
Ah, something you've whipped up in your spare time. No doubt a rigorous journey of pulleys and strings that'll deliver us safely to the lab.
No, we're taking the shortcut through Mum's sewing room. Mind the cat. And what was the sewing room like?
Horrible.
And then what happened?
We got to the lab and Dr. Otto looked for Rolf's calculator.
And what did you do?
I found a big button.
And?
I pressed it. What's this?
Don't touch that!
Why? Did it come from the sewing room?
No, it's just very private.
Private? Like Rupert can't be part of this private?
Say yes.
Yes!
Oh, okay.
Astonishing. How on earth did you get him so well trained?
Box of TV snacks and a long weekend.
Remarkable.
If this is private, like really, really private, like Rupert can't touch this private, does that mean I can't touch this button?
Correct.
So if I can't touch this button and you wouldn't want me to touch this button, but I could touch this button in a certain situation that you wanted me to touch this button, would it be so bad if I touched this button in the situation that you approved of me touching this button? Would it be a bad thing?
Careful, he's employing a confusion tactic.
What do I do?
Just agree, it's the safest option.
Yes, sure, fine. Rupert, that'd be great.
Okay.
No, don't press!
But you said...
She's not finished!
What's going on?
He started the Genesis sequence. I'm not ready yet!
Can't you stop it?
No, not once it started. Oh, this is a terrible miscarriage.
Sorry.
Get back! She's finished! Stand. Forward. Stop. Turn right. Left.
What is it?
It did come from the sewing room.
Boys, this is somewhat earlier than intended. She's not really finished. But here she is. My greatest creation. As we witnessed in the sewing room, some things about women just aren't good. Women are amazing, incredible. They complete our species. But imagine a woman without all the frilly crap. Imagine a woman stripped back to the raw basics, with all of the good bits, and less of the doilies. So, gentlemen, I present to you, albeit a little unfinished, my glorious creation.
Does she have a name?
Not yet.
How about Celia?
What?
Or perhaps Ruby? No, definitely Celia.
She doesn't need a name.
She has to have a name.
Rolf, would you get this aberration out of my lab, please?
She's beautiful.
Come on, Rupert.
But Celia!
Come on.
Do you want me to get the shock collar?
It won't be necessary today, thanks.
Stand. Forward. Stop.
What is it?
What is that noise?
Oh, it's just Rupert. He seems to have fallen in love with the robot.
Oh. Agent 67. Who is Rupert?
A truly pathetic individual. No threat to our plans. He's that Rolf boy's sidekick.
And who is Rolf?
A boy from the local college. Friends with the creep. Seems to be some type of god to the local teenagers. Though I searched his locker, not a single sign of intelligence. He's merely a pawn in your game.
That's all right then. Now, how long will it take to get this thing onto the street? I've got the van waiting. It's disguised as an ice cream truck.
And how is that going for you?
Could I please have a sundae?
That'll be $2.50, please. It has its perks. Now listen carefully. Get the robot out of the house into the van. Then give them the password.
Which is...
Choc top.
Of course. But are you sure about this? You said it isn't ready yet.
I don't have time. I need the robot. Did you specify what still needs to be done?
Never fear, my Iron Maiden. Not long now, and to be the most perfect woman on earth. Just as soon as I figure out how to make you use a toaster. Oh, great leaping kippers! Rolf left his calculator here. Wonder if he's about. Rolf! Rolf!
So all she's missing is the ability to operate a toaster. Well, Steel Mistress, it's time to get you an ice cream. Get going.
You know, Rupert, I can't help feeling that we're missing something.
Why?
Well, we went to his house,
Yes.
and we went through his sewing room,
Yeah.
and we saw that amazingly impressive robot that you accidentally created.
Celia? Yeah.
And we turned a blind eye when he picked his nose and thought we weren't watching.
Yes.
So what's missing?
I don't know.
It just doesn't quite add up. Of course, my calculator. Left it in the lab.
Oh no. But on the plus side, we might get to see Celia again. We should go straight back and get it.
I'm not so fast there, my friend. I think Otto's the kind of guy that likes his privacy. Wouldn't want to disrupt him a second time. Besides, what if we walk in on him and, Celia?
Celia wouldn't do that to me.
Celia's a robot, Rupert.
We could make it work. We could adopt.
We must get that calculator back tonight.
not a good idea. Do you remember the last time we tried to pull a heist?
This will be different.
It was a disaster. I ended up stealing a pair of hedge trimmers to cut you out of your own wedgie because you got yourself snagged on Mrs. Teasdale's fence.
I told you I was running away from her dog.
Pom-poms.
The Irish wolfhound. Look, Rupert, I need that calculator and I can't wait until tomorrow. So what we're going to do is sneak in through the back door, go downstairs to the lab, grab the calculator and go.
I need a damage bond.
How much?
50.
Done. Now come on. It's locked.
Oh well, I guess we'll have to go home then.
But we have this.
And what is that?
A little thing I like to call Plan B. Stand back, Rupert.
And this is proving...
Shut up. It works. I've seen them do it on the television.
Yeah, Rolf, to a car.
Damn.
Maybe the key would help.
Where on earth did you get that?
Oh, this? I stole it from the lab this afternoon. Got a second key cut, snuck in through the other back door to return the original, and acted clueless about the whole thing while I watched you molest the door with a coat hanger.
Just get in the lab, Rupert. This place looks different in the dark.
Not sure we've been in this area of the house before. I think we need the sleeping quarters.
Then keep quiet. We don't want to trigger any alarms.
Did you hear that?
Oh, could it have been Otto?
No, it definitely sounded female.
Oh, the alarm!
What did I do? It's a code word, it's female! What do we do now?
Boys.
It's off. Rupert? Rupert! Rupert! Oh, Rupert, wake up! Rupert!
Whipped cream, not the monkey. I hate bagpipes.
Rupert! What happened?
I don't know.
Never mind. I found the lab. Come on.
It's here, at last. You've done well, 67. Now, how do I work this thing?
You press the buttons, madam.
They're clogged with jam.
It's insane.
It's like in between change channel and make a sandwich.
It's tearing the place apart.
Well, stop it! I tried to figure out how to switch it off.
I don't know why you wanted this robot in the first place. All it does is menial household chores and vandalise property.
You wouldn't understand. This robot has the power to conquer the world.
By making sandwiches.
Of course not. Ever since the dawn of time, it's always been the same. Men make the decisions. Men decide to start wars or invent spaghetti. Men have always been in control. But before a man makes any decisions, he must consult one person, his wife. What the hell is the robot for? At first, I tried it myself. I was the laughingstock of the political groups. A woman, they said, could never run the country. So, I hired actresses, married them off to all the powerful men, so that no politician or CEO had any say in the decision-making for the rest of his life. But then, the women started claiming ridiculous things like, we're in love, or I can't hijack the UN, I've got to run the kids to soccer. I soon realised I had to get something better. I had to find the one woman on earth who was both gorgeous and steely-minded enough not to be swayed by any of that soppy love nonsense. And at last, I found her.
You mean you're gonna get that tin bird to marry the Prime Minister? You're mental.
Prime Minister? Ha! You're looking at the new First Lady.
But why don't you just run for Senate? This isn't the 1950s anymore. Women have control now. We're equal.
Oh, 67. You do talk such fiddle. Besides, this way I get to have more fun. If only I could get this control to work.
Now what?
We'll have to get Dr. Otto. He built it, he can make it work properly. See to it.
And then she took her away.
This is very not good.
But why would anyone want to steal Celia? To make sandwiches and change TV channels?
No. The only reason anyone would want to steal the robot would be to take over the world. It's the only answer that makes sense. She's much more than a metallic sandwich maker.
But who would do such a thing?
There's only one person deranged enough. Veronica Sloane. She hasn't been seen since the 1950s. Rumour has it she froze herself, but now it seems she's de-iced and she's got my robot. We must get it back.
That sounds dangerous.
Yes, it will be. Come on, let's get the body armor and the electric hairdryer guns.
Otto? He's gone. Matt, you must have taken him.
Are we going to
Rescue him, yes. Come on.
Never! I won't do it!
You will.
I won't!
You will.
I won't!
Do we have to force you?
Do what you like. I won't give in.
Very well. 67, prepare the joke.
I'll never help you, Veronica Sloane. You're insane.
We shall see. Begin.
I'll never do it. I'll do it.
I knew you'd see reason. Untie him and bring forth my robot.
Your robot? I made her.
And what would you do with her? Make sandwiches until the day she rusts.
Well, what would you do?
Rule the country.
Of course. Look, she's not built to do that. It's not in her blueprint. Besides, if you want to rule the country, why don't you just run for the Senate?
That's what I said.
Why does everybody keep saying that? Get on with the work.
Are we there yet? I don't like small dark places.
I think we should almost be on top of them.
Good, because being so close to you for such a long time is making me feel sort of...
Let's keep going.
There. She's finished.
Excellent. Switch on!
Not so fast, evil. Mrs. Sloane?
Miss,
Miss Sloane, sorry.
what do you want?
Otto and Celia.
Never! The robot is mine!
Celia!
I must have got my wires crossed.
Now what do we do?
Run!
Celia!
I must have got my wires crossed.
After that, Dr. Otto tried to put her back together again. but he gave up. Celia would never be the same.
And Veronica?
She disappeared back into the cloud of misguided feminism from whence she came.
Oh?
She's running for the Senate.
Ah. Well, Mr. Firefly, that does seem to be a very interesting story. Almost worth missing squash for.
I told you so.
Mr. Firefly, I'm going to refer you to a doctor in Bristol.
Bristol, England.
Yes.
Why?
Because it's very far away from me.
Oh.
Goodbye, Mr. Firefly.